He's been a regular here in Davos since he was named as a WEF Young Global Leader back in 2013. I caught up with will.i.am. As a member of the World Economic Forum's Fourth Industrial Revolution Advisory Committee and Global Artificial Intelligence Council, Will has long been an advocate for STEAM education. That's science, tech, engineering, arts and maths. However, this year, Will is discussing another subject close to his heart. In his latest project, he's co-executive producer of Parkland Rising, a documentary film about the students and families who survived the 2018 mass shooting at Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida, and their journey as advocates for U.S. gun safety reform.
4 million people turn 18 this year, and if every single one of those people votes, we can make real change in this country.
This is what democracy looks like!
The young people will win. The young people will always win.
Well, Will, it's obviously a very powerful trailer. Why did you want to get involved with this project? What personally moved you?
Well, first off, these kids need support. The ones that are fighting for gun reform, the survivors, the family members that have lost kids because of unthinkable mass shootings in schools. You need to support the kids that are fighting for change. Second, there's only 180 days of school that kids go to throughout a year. In 2018, something around like 20 school shootings happened in 2018. Right? That's insane. That with only 180 days of school, there's 20 school shootings across America. Something like that. I come from a ghetto in East Los Angeles, and you couldn't wait to leave the neighborhood because of the violence. Like, as a young adult, I wanted to move my mom and my family out the projects to keep them safe. So we moved to the suburbs. Turns out, the suburbs are just as bad because now you're getting, kids are risking their lives going to school. That shouldn't be the case. You know, it shouldn't be the case. Kids should be safe at school. And the fact that we're still having a conversation after just 1 year alone, 20 school shootings. Right? Think about how fast America moved and the world moved after 9/11 and, you know, traveling safety. We all remove all of our items and check our bags when we go to the airport. We all conform and travel with light liquids to be safe. But not kids going to school, to go from one place to the next in life. So just doesn't make any sense.
From your experience, Will, what do you think can be done, if anything?
It will be solved. It just, people need to just posse up even more and fight for a safe passage. That's all we're asking for. We're not asking to take guns away from folks, just background checks so that, you know, mentally disturbed folks don't have AK-47s. That's all we're asking. You can't go to the bar at 21. But like an 18-year-old could go buy a freaking AK-47 with no background checks? I mean, that sounds insane, but that's facts in the States.
What about the power of youth activism? Well, because last night I moderated the WEF discussion with yourself and the incredible 13-year-old Naomi Wadler, who's campaigning, of course, also for stricter gun control. What sort of impact do you think young voices have, and how important is that?
Yeah, we don't give kids enough credit. We don't support them enough. We don't hold them up enough. We don't value their intelligence enough, to the point when you see what is actually normal, brilliant, forward-thinking, clairvoyant, able to like hit your heart teenagers, we're like, oh my gosh, like no, there's a lot of kids like that. We just don't value them And society needs to value and protect and support and build up and love the kids more.
What has moved and inspired you most, Will, in what you've seen and from who you've met?
The Parkland kids, they're fearless. They're fighting for love. They're fighting because they love their country. They want their country to, and their community to lead. They want a safe passage for education. Check this out. We are here in Davos, and we all know the investment for artificial intelligence. We all know how smart machines are going to be. We all know with smart machines and autonomous everything, all the jobs that are going to be rendered obsolete. In America, if we are not protecting our kids to learn and compete, what the hell is the future of America if a kid has to be fearful of getting shot going to school? Right? It's a national crisis if we don't prepare the youth. We know we have to upskill, we know we have to reskill, but if a kid is fearful for their life just to go to school to learn, how do you expect America to lead tomorrow? And these are things that we're not talking about, right? This is just as important as our, global warming. Because if you don't have smart kids that are gonna lead to address and solve these problems tomorrow, because in 2020, they're afraid of going to school because we can't pass laws to have background checks. This is just crazy. This means governance is not governing people. They're too busy trying to massage the bankrollers. And then we're gonna have a really lopsided tomorrow.
But, Will, it is obviously such a highly charged, emotional topic in the US. And of course, the Second Amendment, it's the constitutional right to bear arms.
Okay, then why can't I go buy a tank? All right, why can't I go get a stealth bomber then? There's regulations there, right? Why can't we have regulations on other things? You have to have a background check to drive a freaking car, right? Yes, we're not saying that we want to, get rid of the Second Amendment. We're just saying, the same regulations that we have on other things that are harmful to society should be for this machine gun and that wacko over there.
In New Zealand in 2019, after the mosque shootings there, they did ban the most lethal types of assault weapons. What do you think, Will, it will take for the US government to actually take action? How many more kids will have to lose their lives?
Listen to that sentence there. That last sentence is like, is this a movie? Is this some Black Mirror episode? How many more kids have to lose their lives before they change laws and regulate who owns military weapons, who has access to them, buying bullets that can go through concrete at the mall? That's crazy.
Do you think we've become desensitized?
Yeah, we're desensitized. When you see school shooting after school shooting, mass shooting after mass shooting, and you swipe away from it, and prayers, hearts, send in love, pray for this school, pray for this city, and then you're off, swipe and download the next thing, give away all your privacy, and you're trusting folks to use your data, and you're being manipulated, micro-targeted. That should be illegal too. Your data rights are gone, your right to fight for what's moral. Everything's skewed and twisted. There's some weird times right now. We're gonna look back and be like, dang, the beginning of 2020, we've been pimped.
Through your own foundation, you make a difference to a lot of young lives. Have you considered going into politics yourself?
No. I like monetics. I like the single thing I can do. Politics is trying to control a lot of things. I just want to focus on the single thing that I could do, and that is, change the community I come from. The red tape, the hypocrisy, the lies, the manipulation, the whispers, the backdooring, the leveraging. That's not what I don't want to be a part of that. I just want to, inspire kids, motivate them, encourage them, mentor them. The way my mom and my community did for me, there was no like, the incentive was, that was the right thing to do. And so I want to do that.
You've just announced a global collaboration between your company, IM Plus, and the tech giant IBM to accelerate the adoption of AI and responsibly manage customer data. So how will you do that?
Being sensitive to how the data is trained, so you lessen bias, and then coupling business models around it to where you are bringing to market products, intelligent products that serve the interests of people. Our business model is not to sell people's data. People's data is their data. And there needs to be an alternative platform for not only people, but for businesses that have no other, there's no other neutral choice for them. So we had a vision 5.5 years ago to create an artificial intelligence voice operating system that's contextual and conversational for brick and mortar folks that are being disenfranchised by the giants that have e-commerce and digital commerce and sell their own products. So if you say, I need toothpaste, they're gonna cough up their toothpaste they make, which threatens folks that have been making toothpaste for ages and traditional brick and mortar for ages. So we built a platform to empower them to keep their data, understand the customer more, and not compromise their customer by selling data to other folks. And IBM has the same views on data privacy and protection. And so they're great partners, and really honored to have them as a partner. Coming from the field I come from and the community that I come from, for them to validate our AI platform that we built, goes a long way for the school that I have in my neighborhood when I'm telling kids, black and brown, that they should go down this path. But there's not many people in the tech community that comes from their neighborhoods. So if they don't look like me, I probably won't do that. So IM Plus, the company, and the platform that we built and are bringing to market is, that path, that trail to say, hey, go down this route. We can do it too. And our kids at my I Am Angel Foundation that are studying computer science, robotics, they have assurance that, we can lead and design in this field and be acknowledged.
I just want to finally ask you what's next for you in the entertainment field. I know you're on your 9th season of The Voice. How's the talent been this series, and what's next for you in this area?
Oh, so that's fun, being on The Voice. That's a blessing to be able to encourage kids that want to go down a path of music. I don't consider that work. That's just a blessing. And then Black Eyed Peas, making music is now so effortless. So we went down this Latin path, and thank you to the Latin community, J Balvin, for a collaboration. So I put it in this terms. I Got a Feeling came out in 2009, has 420 million views on YouTube. The song we have called Ritmo, which means rhythm in Spanish, came out in October and has 410 million views, something like that, in less than 4 months. The Latin community, the Latin music right now, that is popular music. It's the most streamed music on Spotify. So right now we have a #1 for 3 weeks in the Latin community with Ritmo featuring J Balvin. And it's awesome for my kids, because I come from an all-Mexican neighborhood in East Los Angeles. So now my kids at my school are like, Willie, I heard your song with J Balvin. It's pretty good, you know? Like, I like the fact that you guys are singing in Spanish también, you know? And so I just love the appreciation and the excitement for this Latin movement. It's really, really beautiful right now. These artists are keeping their native language. They're not trying to conform to speak English to be played around the world. And coming from an all-Mexican neighborhood, like I said, serving 720 Latinos in my community, it feels really awesome.
Well, Will, we appreciate so much you being with us here today.
Gracias para todo.
Gracias. Ladies and gentlemen, Will.i.am.
Hasta luego.